Alright, guys, welcome back to some more One Piece. We are on chapter 1190, and I know what y'all are thinking. I'm in time. Tick, 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 tick. You're over a week late. What you doing? Or am I over a week late? I am over a week late. This chapter came out more than a week ago, but I've just had so much to do, and also, like I actually said in my spring anime in review video or whatever, I still don't have a proper title for those videos. I'm not being paid to do this, so but also, even if I was being paid, even if regardless of that, One Piece is something that I want to get onto immediately, and it's been hard not to just read this chapter on my own, but I've generally been that busy, haven't been in mentally there to record this chapter, but now I'm finally here. At the end of the day, it's coming out, don't worry, and a new chapter is coming out this week. Because we had a break last week, so this chapter, like I said, came out 2 weeks ago, and I'm only recording this now, over a week and a half after the chapters come out. I was actually gonna record it on Sunday, that the very day it came out, but I just wasn't, I couldn't lock in enough on that very day to record it. But I'm recording this now. Hope you'll enjoy this chapter reaction, at least as much as I enjoy reading this chapter. Because man, I've been waiting to read this chapter. Somehow did not get spoiled. I've not gotten spoiled at all in this chapter. Um, but there was no break last week. There was a break last week, sorry. It was a weekly Shonen Jump break, so it was not an older break this time. And yeah, we're gonna get a chapter later on this week, and another chapter the week after that. But then we're gonna have an older break. So, honestly, seeing as Oda's health is continuing like this, I'll be down for One Piece to become a bi-weekly thing, right? In the sense that he drops a chapter every other week, and then there's obviously going to be auto breaks, and then there's going to be jump breaks. But yeah, 2 chapters a month. I mean, I'm down to support that, and well, that will make for something like 20 something chapters a year, because Oda typically makes between 30 and 40 chapters a year. But if he goes down to like 20 something, I would support that if that's the best for his health. If he goes down to below 25, between 20 and 25, if that can reduce his workload, but also improve his health. And since we're so close to the end anyway, if he can take it easy with his health, while also giving us the highest, if anything, that's going to give us a higher product, a higher quality product at the end of the day. We're going to get a better One Piece. So I can support that from now on. I don't know. We'll see what Oda wants to do himself, but here we are. So this is chapter 1190 we're in now, so let's get to it. I don't want to waste y'all's time too much. Sorry for being late. I'll try not to be late for... I think I'll do better this week. Let's see if we can get it out on Sunday, like the very day it comes out. It'll be nice. Record a chapter on Sunday and have it released for you guys on Sunday as well. It'll be good if I can do that. But yeah, this is chapter 1190, like I said. The previous chapter, we had the continuation of Luffy getting stabbed by Emu. As I thought would happen, as I predicted would happen. I had a good feeling that, Luffy's not going to go through that fight unscathed. We had Hyrule and Gerd crashing in on Loki. But yeah, Gerd's, a medic. She can be there to heal up Loki. And Zoro and Sanji's fights continue. Meanwhile, Luffy gets a little help from Scopper. So Scopper's now showed up. We've been waiting for this guy for a little bit here to see how he's gonna show up big time in this arc. Because even when we saw the other fellow Roger Pirates members, obviously Rayleigh, we see them and how they impact fights and stuff. So now we're seeing, Scopper's here to fight as well. And Scopper probably has a good idea of who Emu is or something. We shall see. We shall see how this continues on here. We shall see what type of lore reveals and big twists we get towards the end of this Elbaf arc. We expect it to end, if not late this, maybe early next year, Elbaf. Or not end, but like this major conflict at least to end by then. Because I don't think Luffy's beating Emu here, obviously. I don't think Emu's staying for much longer. I think Emu's gonna go back to Marijo and deal with things there. I think it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, like, little stalemate, but we'll fight each other again in the future, type of thing, in the final war, something like that, like a setup. So yeah, let's get to the chapter. Do you have a reader request or something? Let's see. I've just now clicked on the chapter. It's loading. Why it takes so long? It's finally loaded. Dang, it took a while to load. So, chapter 11 of the 90 is called Those Whose Death Brings Celebration. We see Shanks eating fish with Luffy, a kid Luffy. This is like years ago. This is 12 years ago, and Luffy was still not 12 years ago. This would have been 9. No wait, 12. It is 12 years ago. I'm tripping. 12 years ago. I guess when Luffy and Shanks were together in Windmill Village, and they're eating fish together. But Luffy loves meat. But this time they're eating fish, and that's why they're also surrounded by cats who also are looking for the fish, like, ah. And yeah, Shanks is chilling. And then the reader request says, Shanks grilling fish for breakfast. Breakfast? Fish for breakfast is crazy. I don't think I've ever in my life had fish for breakfast. Maybe as like leftovers from the dinner the night before. Maybe I made fish the night before or the evening before his dinner. And then I woke up in the morning, there was like a leftover fish. And I'm like, okay, I'll just eat this fish. But the thing with doing that though is terrible breath. So what I do right after is just brush my teeth, because I just hate going out with a fishy smell. Literally, right? Like you'll actually have a fishy mouth smell. It stinks. So I'm gonna brush my teeth after doing that. But that's the only scenario which I can imagine would have happened, and then I probably brushed my teeth after that. But that's one of the motivations why I wouldn't eat fish early in the morning for sure. Obviously, I brush my teeth in the morning regardless, but you know. Fishy smell doesn't help with at least the stink of the mouth, of the morning mouth. But okay. Green fish for breakfast in a port town surrounded by cats by Koedo. Alright, let's get to the chapter. So, Emu and Gaban clash. Ding, axe versus double axe. Luffy's still back there, stabby stab. Emu and Gabon looking at each other. Gabon laughing, you know. Luffy's still passed out. And ooh, the tree behind them got chopped up to pieces. All right. Luffy's getting flown away or something. Gabon's riding up his swords. Ooh, okay, that's I guess Luffy in the background. He's screaming, ah! I guess that was painful. Emu slashes. Seems like Gabon dodged. Alright, Scopper, what's good? You're a hideous sight. Not like nothing of this mortal world, says Scopper, and he's ready, and he's got his axe stuck up on the tree above, right? He's holding himself up with that. Who art thou? One who knows the world. Ooh! Ooh! So yeah, obviously Scopper, he knows the truth of the world. So that's what I think. That's what I said before we even started this chapter. Is Scopper probably has a good idea of who Emu is, right? He probably has some inkling of who he's dealing with, at least, right? He knows the truth of the world, so he probably knows who Emu is, right? And then he comes back down. Oh, that's Aura. He jumps down all Aura. Emu's looking at him. Luffy's still screaming, ah! It's painful, ah! And Gumma's like, hey, stop whining, buddy. Gumma's like, come on, bro. Lock in, bro. You can't just be screaming down there. On your feet, Straw Hat Luffy. Oh, damn. This is embarrassing. That's not my MC. He is my MC, but that's embarrassing, bro. To have Scopper pick you up like that and tell you to lock in, bro. And Luffy's there like, ah, ow. I'm disappointed in you. Aren't you ashamed at getting saved by an injured old man like me? Nah, that's damn bad, Luffy. Lock in, buddy. Your white form? Emperor of the Sea? Ow, 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 ow! Don't get full of yourself! Yo, hey, old man, let me go! Emu's there confused, huh? Do you want to die here? No, I'm not gonna die. Yo, let go! You're a dead man walking. It's pathetic. What happens next? After you're dead. Ooh. This weirdly reminds me of the... It's more harsh than that, but it reminds me of one of my favorite scenes in all One Piece. And in my opinion, arguably the most underrated scene in all One Piece. But Water 17 is still be so peak that I understand that it kind of goes away with so many other peak scenes. But when it's Nami screaming at Luffy when he was stuck in between those buildings after they got destroyed at Galila by the CP9, and Nami reveals to Luffy that Robin plans to sacrifice herself for the Straw Hats, right? She plans to she willingly gave herself away to the world government so that they would stop chasing the Straw Hats because she felt like the Straw Hats are not strong enough to face the CP9. And she was proven right by the Galilei incident. And so she's sacrificing herself. And it's not like she actually willingly left us because that was the impression she was trying to give them. Right? And the way now is screaming at Luffy, like, lock in, Luffy! And Luffy realizes then he has those eyes of like, okay, I gotta lock in here. And that's when he pushes those buildings apart and locks in and goes, all right, we gotta find the nearest sea train. We gotta go save Robin, right? This reminds me of that, except a bit different. It's not his crewmate, and it's more of like an old man, trying to bring sense into the kid. Like, yo, stop getting full of yourself just because you're an emperor. You freaking suck. Lock in, bro. Kind of like that. Luffy does sometimes need to be reminded to lock in. What happens next after you're dead? I can't protect my friend's country. That's right. That's a lot of his friends' countries, by the way. Right? I mean, Haruden, obviously, but Dorian Brogy, right? Dorian Brogy, I should say. I don't know. But some people say Brogy, some people say Brogy. And obviously, Kashi and Oimo. I mean, those are all friends. And now, even Loki. You know what I'm saying? Loki's a friend. Yeah, bad joke, sorry. That's right. And what happens to the crew you've brought all this way? Their lives are in danger. Correct. Now, you listen closely. On this sea, the higher you rise, the more enemies you have. The King of the Pirates is a title for those whose death brings celebration. Damn! That's the title of the chapter, isn't it? That's the title of this video. That's a sick, bro. Bro. That's a sick freaking title. The King of the Pirates is a title for those whose death brings celebration. I know it's the name of this chapter, but I want to use that as the title of this video as well, because it's so good, bro. Those whose death brings celebration is such a good line. Because everyone else wants to sit in that seat. If you're imagining you can be king of the pirates with nothing but peace and sunshine and rainbows, save us all the trouble and go home. Damn! Harsh words from Scopper, but it's true. Look at the way he's holding Luffy. Eva's just watching this happen, by the way. He's just like, they're like staring, huh? Damn it, Luffy says. You're not cut out for this. He throws him! You're not cut out of this! Ah! Now stay out of my way, brat! You're not cut out for this. He's crazy. Nah, Luffy, you're gonna accept that. Ow! Ah! Imi's just watching this happen. Damn it, that stupid old man. Talking all that trash about me. I'll show you. Okay, show him then. What you gonna do? Yeah, you haven't done nothing, bro. Scopper's there. Mantis Axe style. Mantis Plum, okay. He's got some Mantis attacks with his axes. Imi seems to block really easily. Is this a joke to thee? You want to kill him, don't you? I do. I feel like he even knows, like, he says, you're not Joybo, but he still knows that there is some threat to Luffy or something. Like, he needs to take care of this guy regardless. At least they're like, he's still injured in the back while they're clashing. Does he really remind you so much of Joyboy? Ooh. Who art thou? Dost thou recognize Mu? Honbami Toshiro. What dost thou know? Thou know, or something. Okay. So, this makes me wonder, how much does Emu know of what Roger found out? And how much does Emu know of Roger's crewmates? Because he doesn't even seem to know who Scopper is. So does he not know of... He must know who Goldie Roger is. He must know that Goldie Roger found the truth of this world, right? So then he must know that he has crewmates that are possibly still alive, that are part of the Roger Pirates. Does he just not recognize Scopper as one of those crew members? I think that's really interesting. You'd think Emu would care about this type of stuff, right? Like, who's still alive that could know my identity or could know the truth of this world? We gotta kill him, right? They can't leak that information. But I don't know. What dost thou know? And he slashes at Scopper, but Scopper seems to be able to, he goes, but he has seemed to block it, as far as I can tell. The words of Joy Boy. That's what he knows. Okay, So Scopper is saying that he knows the words of Joy Boy. So whatever Scopper and obviously Roger, whatever the Roger pirates with Odin found on Laughtail, included words of Joy Boy. So Joy Boy told the full truth of what happened in, I'm guessing, the Void Century, before the Void Century, the history of the world. I'm guessing what the One Piece is the leftovers, including whatever Joy Boy left behind and whatever Joy Boy's words were that he left behind. So it's Joy Boy's perspective on things, on the history of the world. And I'm guessing Emu has his own perspective too, right? So Emu's saying, what dost thou now? And Scopper saying, I know the words of Joy Boy, so I know what happened based on the retellings of Joy Boy. Based, not the retellings, but what Joy Boy wrote down or passed down to us. But don't get it twisted. We're not blindly obedient to some man from the past we've never met before. Ooh! Okay. That's important. That's an important line right there. That actually tells us a lot. That's important. That's actually really important. So, Scopper straight up says, we're not just gonna blindly believe what Joy Boy says. We're not gonna assume we know for a fact this is the truth of the world. And what I love about this is, again, the idea that I just presented to y'all, what I just said to y'all, that this was Joy Boy's rendition of what happened in the Void Century before the Wind Century. This is how he presented the world and how he saw it from his perspective and how he, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure, and I literally said, Joy Boy probably has his own view of how things came about and how things happened, right? So Scopper is literally saying here, like, don't get it twisted. We know that this is just one man saying, I know the words of Joy Boy, so I know what happened through his words, but I'm not just gonna blindly, trust him. Right? And I love that. I love that carefulness. That's not the right word. I like that he's skeptical. Right? You have to be, because it's like, why can't we just trust Jobe? Why is Jobe the good guy? You have to be skeptical a little bit of it. I think skeptical is the right word. I like that. I'm sure Roger was the same, right? Did Roger just blindly believe it? Did Rayleigh just blindly believe what Joy Boy said? They read his story, laughed, and went home, and now they know the truth of the world through Joy Boy's words. But they're not just gonna blindly believe him and just blindly go with it, right? They need to see proof in their own way, and I like that. And Emu himself probably has his own view of things. I just really like that. We just want to see our captain's dream brought to light. Okay. Captain? Oh, I'm gonna get that old man from making fun of me. Heal! Get better! Just this moment is all I need. Who is this? Captain. The king of the pirates. Gold deal, Roger. Alright. What's the reaction to that one? This disgusts Moo. Why is the D on the king of the pirates? Spread not that name. Yes, great one. And that is exactly why his wanted post ended up being Gold Roger instead. I see. The very man who turned this into the era of piracy. And why would the remnants of his crew protect Straw Hat Luffy? Why wouldn't they? What? Because you're going out of your way to eliminate him. Is that not enough proof? Ooh, is that not proof enough? Ooh. If even you see him as a threat, someone will be born and eventually surpass us. We were just too early. I remember these words by Roger. And eventually surpass us. So Scopper's already seen that Luffy could be that person. Could be that potential person that will surpass them. Then you're telling us that this boy is the very man we've all been waiting for. And then the panel with current Scopper. And then you see the flashback panels of Rayleigh, of Crocus, Shanks, Odin, Whitebeard. Oh, Whitebeard's speech from Marineford brings back is like, there's a great man who's gonna come in the future, but Blackbeard, That man is not you. Someone's gonna surpass us all and become the king of the pirates or whatever, right? He's gonna find the One Piece. Because I'm sure Roger told him, right? Roger told him after finding the One Piece, like, there's gonna be a man that's gonna be born and he's gonna be surpass all of us. And then Whitebeard's saying, that man is not you, Blackbeard. I am convinced. I love that. I love that speech. And I love that Scopper is now seeing that that man could be Luffy. Then you're telling us that this boy is the very man we've all been waiting for. So Scopper gave him some harsh words because he knows that this is the man with the potential to be the one. Indeed, we have been foolish. Perhaps we have mistaken numerous mere coincidences for destiny. Let us end that now. Right, because he's saying you're not Joy Boy. He said that last chapter, right? So maybe he's still on the thought process that Luffy's, all just this big coincidence that happened to be, the next Joy Boy or something. It just seemed kind of too convenient, right? Maybe Joy Boy's still not fully believing it, but he still has to limit Luffy because he just has to make sure, right? No, you idiot. Wait. Oh, there's a foot. Something's happened to Luffy. Some shadow. Some shadow's going to Luffy. The Scopper's like, wait. Bam, someone's jumping. Sorry about this one, Jewel Tree Adam. It wasn't my intent to eat you. Oh, snap. Mountain Eater. Scopper, what you gonna do? Ow! Dang these creaky joints. It sucks getting old. Old jerk. I don't care if he is friends with Rayleigh. Ugh. Stick. Ooh. Gate of God. Ooh. Big strike from Scopper towards Eamon. What has Emu done? Emu seems to have blocked the attack. Doesn't seem to have affected Emu, but I don't know. What do you all think? Gate of God. Oh, the tree's been getting chopped up though. Oh, Emu's bleeding a little. Hey, you've made Emu bleed, buddy. Okay. Still the Pirate King's crew, even decrepit. Thou art so determined to believe? Okay, he's injured Emu a little bit, like, isn't he? Emu is, you know what I'm saying? You can't do damage to him. Yachi Takeru! And then Emu says, Honbami! Ooh, they're attacking each other. Scopper with a bunch of strikes, a bunch of slashes, and Emu with his Honbami, those shadow things, whatever they do. Bro, Scopper's going crazy. Actually, this chapter might just be, instead of the title that the manga officially gave it, this chapter, I'm gonna just title it probably Scopper vs. Emu or something like that, right? Okay, Emu seems to have attacked with a sword and an axe. Honbami, like you aren't. Oh yeah. The underworld. Okay, so now we're seeing the rest of that damage. The trees falling down, the jewel tree being damaged here. But hey, Emu is bleeding. Scopper's made him bleed. I can't lie, Scopper's he's going crazy. Trees are crashing down. The sun world. What was that? Hey! Gert's still healing Loki. Was that Luffy? No, it's not. There's someone else up there. Someone devastatingly strong. Huh? Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Yo! Okay. Bro, Luffy, I can't lie. You stay being the reason that people lose their left arms. No way! Dude's left arm is cut off. Wow! Oh, I didn't even look at the final panel because I'm just so tripped out. Luffy goes, huh? Old man? And that's the end of the chapter. Oh my goodness. Bro, Luffy, you stay being the reason that Roger's crew members are getting the left arm cut off. What is it with you, Luffy? Dang, look at his arm. His arm is... And this is not like a law from Dressrosa situation. Man, Sherry isn't here to heal his arm. No, his arm is cut off, bro. I mean, there were no... Because Chopper was able to... Or Chopper was able to medically heal back Gert's fingers, wasn't he? Can Chopper heal back the whole arm? How did they do that again? Reattach those fingers? I feel like this might be a permanent thing. Scopper might just have his left arm permanently cut off. Dang. I mean, he's still okay. He still had this left arm in this previous panel. He goes, Yachi Takeru! A bunch of things are cut. And then he crashes down to the underworld. And the next panel, you see him lying down on one of the tree stubbles with his left arm cut off and his axe is on the ground. So Scopper's lost. He's lost the fight against Emu. But he put in a valiant effort. And Emu is bleeding. But Luffy might have to take it from here again. Wow, what a friggin' chapter, guys. Holy crap. Yeah, I mean, this has to be Scopper versus Kaban, the title of this chapter. W chapter. A lot of great lines from both of them, from both Scopper and Emu. A lot of great lines. I'm glad to see that Scopper's perspective and the Roger Park's perspective weren't just let's blindly believe in Joy Boy. We're just gonna fulfill Roger's dream, but we're not gonna believe some guy we've never met before. I love that. I love that line. And also, Scopper telling Luffy to lock in. King of the Pirates is a title for those whose death brings celebration. That's a great quote. And that's it for this chapter reaction, guys. I hope you enjoyed that chapter reaction at least as much as I enjoyed reading this chapter. I cannot wait to see how things go from here. How, you know, the fight shakes up with Emu from here on out, because it seems like Luffy's gonna have to take over. Someone's gotta help out a disarmed Scopper. You know what I'm saying? That man's lost a limb now. Someone's gonna help him out. He might not be able to fight for us no more. Losing a left arm, that's rough, buddy. But he's saving it for the future. I mean, Shanks said the same thing when he met Rady. Rady said, "What's happened to your arm?" And Shanks said, hey, "It's for the future." So it might be for that, right? Whatever Roger's dream is, that's what he's trying to accomplish, and he's doing this for the future, for Luffy, for something. So yeah. I mean, this was crazy. Love this chapter. Can't wait for this Sunday to read chapter 1191. I'll read this chapter as soon as I can, though it won't be that long of a break. I'm sorry for being so slow with this one, but for now, I hope you guys enjoy watching this chapter reaction at least as much as I enjoy reading this chapter, and I'll see you guys soon, in a couple of days, hopefully, for the next chapter reaction. And then there's going to be 2 chapters in a row, so this week and next week. So I'll see you guys for both of those. So yeah, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed reading this chapter. And alright, y'all, peace.